Good evening, everyone. It's a full house tonight, so welcome. I'm going to call this regular meeting of the Madera City Council and a special meeting of the Madera City Council as the Groundwater Sustainability Agency, Wednesday, May 7th, 2025 at 6 p.m. City Clerk Gonzalez.
The Madera City Council meetings are open to the public. This meeting will also be available for public viewing and participation through Zoom. Members of the public may also observe the live stream meeting on the city's website at www.madera.gov/live. Members of the public may comment on agenda items at the meeting or remotely through an electronic meeting via phone by dialing 669-900-6833, enter ID 865-8851-4697#. Press *9 to raise your hand to comment and *6 to unmute yourself to speak. Comments will also be accepted via email at citycouncilpubliccomment@madera.gov or by regular mail at 205 West 4th Street, Madera, California, 93637. I'd also like to remind the public that Wordly is available. Please scan the QR code on your agenda. There are also signs posted at the entry of the City Council chamber and also on our YouTube channel. If you scan the QR code, you can access other languages that are available for this meeting tonight.
Thank you, City Clerk. At this time, could you take roll?
Mayor Gallegos.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Rodriguez.
Here.
Councilmember Zachariah.
Here.
Councilmember Montes is absent. Councilmember Evans. Here. Councilmember Mejia.
Here.
And Councilmember Villegas.
Here.
Thank you for that. If you could please stand for invocation by Pastor Thurman and remain standing for our Pledge of Allegiance by Mayor Pro Tem Rodriguez.
Thank you. We bow our heads for a moment. Thank you, Father. In Jesus' name, we come to you this evening, and we're very grateful to be gathered here in your presence. We thank you, Father, tonight that during this meeting, glory is given to those who it's due to. And we thank you, Lord, as the City Council meet and you give them wisdom and understanding and help them to make decisions that are good for the community. We bless you now for your presence, and we thank you for all that you're doing in our community. Keep us safe and prosperous in Jesus' name. Amen.
Remain standing. Ready? Salute.
I pledge allegiance to the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you so much for that. Let the record show that Councilmember Montes has arrived. And at this time, I will be moving on to the approval of the agenda. If my colleagues have any questions, if not, I'd like to entertain a motion.
Motion to approve agenda is written.
I second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
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 Those opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Thank you for that. Moving on, City Clerk Gonzalez.
Moving on to presentations. The first presentation this evening is for the Madtown Robotics World Championship recognition. The certificates this evening will be presented by Councilmember Zachariah and Mayor Gallegos.
And we have several presentations tonight, so we're going to take a 2-minute recess after the last proclamation.
All right, everyone. I would like to say, as somebody who served as a mentor since 2012, it's very, very warming to see that Madera is on the world stage. And I always like to correct people that come up and say, "Hey, you guys won nationals." No. This is a world event where Madera, our own town, sits #1 right now. They were #1 their whole season. They went in being undefeated. So on the grand scale, this is a team in a city that's very well recognized, and I'm very proud today to be able to recognize those that put in a lot of hard work and a lot of hard effort to get us there, because it was a nail biter at the end. I was somebody who watched it. I was a little nervous, but it was really great to see the team come through and got what they deserved, which is the first place. So with that, I would like to call up you guys to come and get your certificates here. I'm going to try my best not to butcher your guys' names. Ian Berrigan is here today. No, yep. Come on up. Braden Bisham. Sorry, nope. Yes, we'll have you guys stand right here.
Let's have you line up right.
Elijah Calderon. Francisco Castillo.
Can we give an applause?
Yeah. Thomas Casiano. Ethan Del Toro. Ezekiel Delgadillo. Isaac Martinez. Brianna Mendoza. Emmanuel Perez. Felipe Perez. Alex Rivas. Idris Mata. Jonathan Vasquez. Miguel Vargas. Aureli Venegas. Ian Velasquez. Brenda Hernandez. Hey, and then to recognize some of the big guys, Vern Belmonte. Jessica Villalobos. Oh, sorry. Nope. Okay. Okay, you can still, it's okay. We're still happy for it. Ellie Spence. No here. Okay. And then Ranjit RC, come on down. Elias. Gary's not here, right?
Thank you.
Gary there.
Oh, Gary?
He's not here. Why? Harvey's not here, right? No, no Harvey. Okay.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Tim, I guess.
Tim, Leo's not here.
No, they're-
Nay.
it's all the other guys.
Okay. Sorry, all the main guys. Isaac's not here.
No. Killing them. Liz.
Dylan me here. I know. Nathan? No.
No.
No. Tim, just come on down. John. Right. So if you guys want to have him come up, you want to say something, man?
And I'm just going to say something quick while everybody walks up to the back to take pictures with our council. I just want to do a shout out for those parents because it took a lot of effort from all of you to get them there. That means washing those beautiful blue shirts that I so love and making sure they had the food and finances to get to where they needed to be. So shout out to the parents. Thank you. Okay, so if you're not tall, you can like, okay, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Turn this way. If you're on this side, kind of turn this way. So it's kind of like. Am I blocking anybody? Squatting.
There you go. Turn your shoulders just a little bit to the inside.
There we go.
Okay.
Ready? 1, 2, and 3. One more. 1, 2, 3. And hold it for everyone else.
Hey, wait, hold Tribune.
1, 2, and 3.
Okay.
If you're gonna
Standing, keep standing.
rotate.
Oh, yes, that's the rest.
Thank you. Thanks. Calm down. Congratulations.
All right, good job, guys.
I know, huh? Really, no sense moving it.
Yeah, I'm next.
Got some more coming.
Yeah, but.
Moving on to the next proclamation. This is a very special one. Also, all of them are very special and dear heart to all of us. This proclamation is recognizing a retiree, an employee of the city of Madera. So can I have Pat Rollins please come up? Well, Pat's coming up. You have to know he's one of our electricians that keep the power on and the lights on for the city of Madera residents. He has been an electrician here in the city of Madera for 22 years, more than 20 years. He got hired in February. And he's not only special to the city of Madera. My kids grew up with his kids, so I've known him on a personal level even before he was an employee. But we have to recognize him today for his hard work, his dedication, and showing up to work every day to be there for the residents here in the city of Madera. Throughout his tenure, Pat has worked very hard and contributes with very successful rates when it comes to the power and electricians here in the city of Madera. I'm sure he could tell you about all the ones that he's mentored, these young ones coming in, and let me tell you, it's the trade that's kind of going away. So if you're looking for something, get into electrician, be an electrician. That is something important. So Pat, on this day, as Mayor Cece Gallegos and the entire council, we would like to give this proclamation to you for your 22 years of service and wishing you best wishes and fulfillment of a well-deserved retirement. And I know your wife is excited because now you guys get to do all the things she has on her list, which I know it's a 3-page list of things to do. And you will be missed if you ever, are a little bored, swing by the yard and talk to the guys and give them some insight about all that stuff that that they're still learning, that you have that wisdom that always doesn't come from books. It comes from training and learning on the job. So with that, Pat Rollins, congratulations. And we look forward to hearing the wonderful things you're going to do on retirement. We're lucky we got him here.
Congratulations.
That good? Tribune.
Hey, Kenny. Still at the course? How you been?
We're going to miss you. Over here.
Okay.
Come by and see us.
I saw it. Greetings, everyone. It's so good to see all these beautiful faces here. I want to say thank you. The presentation that I'm giving tonight is the proclamation, and every one of you in the city of Madera throughout the United States receives this, and it's mail. I would like to invite the letter carrier stamp out hunger food drive, and that would be Miss Arvin Sikan. Did I say it correct, Arvin? I'm sorry. And everyone else. Because without each and every one of you, our mail would not make it. And I am so, so very thankful. I did a presentation for Black History for the women, the 6888 women in 1945. So this is great right here. Please come so I can give this to you. The City of Madera, the City Council. Proclamation, letter carrier stamp out hunger food drive. Whereas every year on the second Saturday in May, letter carriers across the country collect non-perishable foods as part of the nation's largest one-day food drive, distributing the donations to local food banks. And whereas the letter carriers Stomp Out Hunger food drive is just one example of how letter carriers, thank you so much, work to make a difference in the lives of those they serve. Since the pilot drive was held in 1991, more than 1.9 billion pounds of food have been collected. And whereas we recognize all letter carriers for their hard work and their commitment to their communities. All of the food collected in our community stays in our community, and we support letter carriers' efforts to help those in need in our community. And now, therefore, be it resolved that I, Councilwoman Anita Evans, the Mayor, Cece Gallegos, Mayor of the City of Madera, and on behalf of the entire City Council, do hereby proclaim May 10th, 2025 as Letter Carrier Food Stamp Out Hunger Food Drive Day. Let's have a round of applause. Like to have something to say?
Good evening, everyone. Firstly, I would like to introduce Greg Schoenwald here, who is our NALC partner here. So he would like to share some things.
Hello.
Some information.
Yes, my name is Greg Schoenwald. I want to thank the Madera City Council for having us. Much appreciated. I've been with the Postal Service for 20 years. Been a union rep for half of that. I'm out of Fresno. And I just want to say a few things about the Stamp Out food drive. Personally, I love working for on these days. I think it's rad that we actually are coming together to help those less fortunate than us. It's a special opportunity to remind the public that we are a service. The Postal Service is a service, and we are here to help. We're here to be here for everyone, every address, every resident in the country. The Postal Service is here for them. And for the NALC, who started the food drive, couldn't have done it without them. So I'm happy to be a rep for the NALC and working together with management. It's an example of two factions come together for the greater good to help those less fortunate. So please support the food drive. It's this Saturday, and really appreciate all your help. And it'll all stay local. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Greg. I would like to take 1 minute to quickly share some facts about the food drive so we can help out as much as we can. So Saturday, May 10th marks the 33rd anniversary of the largest one-day food drive in the nation. The National Association of Letter Carriers Stamp Out Hunger Food Drive. Letter carriers are in the communities they serve every day and often come face to face with a sad reality for far too many hungers. Each year on the second Saturday in May, letter carriers across the country collect non-perishable food donations from our customers. These donations go directly to local food pantries to provide food to people who need our help. Over the course of its more than 30-year history, the drive has collected well over 1.9 billion pounds of food, thanks to a Postal Service universal delivery network that spans the entire nation, including Puerto Rico, Guam, and the U.S. Virgin Islands. The need is great, but you can help. Currently, more than 44 million Americans are unsure where their next meal will come from. More than 14 million are children who feel hunger's impact on their overall health and ability to perform in school. Nearly 5.5 million seniors over age 60 are food insecure, with many who live on fixed incomes, often too embarrassed to ask for help. Our food drives timing is crucial. Food banks and pantries often receive most of their donations during the winter holiday seasons. By springtime, many pantries are depleted. Entering the summer low on supplies at a time when many school breakfast and lunch programs are not available to children in need. Participating in this year's Letter Carriers Stamp Out Hunger Food Drive is simple. Just leave non-perishable food donations in a bag by your mailbox Saturday, May 10th, 2025, and your letter carrier will do the rest. With your help, letter carriers and the U.S. Postal Service have collected over 1.9 billion pounds of food in the U.S. over 30 plus years as a national food drive. Please help us in our fight to stamp out hunger. Thank you. Thank you.
Could you introduce your other employees that are here?
Yes, sure. I am today actually being presenting them as a manager of postal operations for the Central Valley. I do have here current detailed postmaster Madera Raul Medrano with me. I have local Madera city carrier Jeff Upton here. You might have seen him around here. Then I have Lana Campbell as the supervisor customer services at Madera Post Office. And Kong, another city carrier, and Greg Ruiz. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Read the certificate. Read the certificate.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Okay, thank you.
Wait.
Oh, tribute.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Not the big one.
Okay, thank you.
We should just.
Good evening, everyone. I'm back, and this proclamation is dear to my heart. I'd like to thank this community for all pulling together for Relay for Your Life. We raised hundreds and thousands of dollars this last Saturday in April. But we are bringing this proclamation today because we have a group of teachers from John Adams and family members and students that really rallied this year. As you can see, we're wearing pink in the audience because we are remembering one of our teachers at John Adams, Christina Hubert, was very dear to all of us and really fought the battle of cancer. Her family is here with us tonight, and if they could come up with the John Adams staff behind me, please, while I read this proclamation in honor of Christina Huber. We also have one of our students, Olivia. Do you want to come on up with us? And while they're coming, I'm going to read this. Relay for Life is a community-driven event that brings people together to raise awareness and funds for cancer research, supports services, and advocates efforts. The Relay for Life event represents a powerful symbol of hope for those affected by cancer, honoring the memories of those who we've lost, who've battled, celebrating the lives of survivors, and supporting the caregivers who provide the essential care and comfort. The City of Madera is proud to support and recognize these efforts and dedicated the volunteers, survivors, providers, and participants who came together each year to make Relay for Life event a success, raising vital funds to the cancer research and support the programs. On behalf of me, Cece Gallegos, the mayor, and the city council, we would like to encourage all the citizens to support Relay for Life, advancing the fight to fight against cancer and promoting hope for a cancer-free future. And with all that was raised, we are here celebrating Olivia and celebrating Christina Huber, who is dear to our heart, and her family, to know that we are behind them 110%. And with that, I'm going to hand over the mic to Deborah Peppers.
Sorry if I turned beet red. Relay for Life has always been an important part of our community and for our school for many reasons. It serves as a wonderful opportunity for us to connect and share with those currently battling, who are very shy to come up, for those who have survived, and also to remember the ones that we have lost. Each year, it gives us pleasure to participate in Relay for Life alongside our community. It's personal for us because we've had many at our site who've gone through the hardships to survive their battle. Unfortunately, this year we lost our beautiful all-star Christina Huber. This year's Relay for Life was by far the most challenging, not having her with us. She is our Adam's angel, once an all-star, always an all-star. And tonight we dedicate this to Christina and her family. And we also brought angels for all of you guys in memory of our angel.
So right now we have Mr. Hubert, if you want to come up, and their daughter, Courtney. And so with that, I'm going to hand the Huberts here the proclamation for Relay for Light in honor of his wife and her mother, Christina Hubert. So thank you for being here with us tonight. Thanks. Watch your step. Everybody needs to go down.
Bring mom and sister. Bring the whole family.
Paula, come with her. Come on. Come on. I'll get you hot Cheetos.
Okay, we got a squeeze hand and a couple aisles.
Can we get some all-stars over here? Let's get some all-stars over here.
Definitely, thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Who's it?
Can we get you to turn shoulders to the wall, and then we can all kind of.
Can we have a couple of you maybe step forward?
Still gonna need it.
Okay, if the robotics team can do it, we can do it. There you go. Okay, ready? 1, 2, and 3. Thank you for coming, everyone.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
that's your lowest name.
Awesome. Well, it's great to see that we have all these proclamations and presentations. It's a testament to what the city is doing. So it's good to see that. Public Service Week is a week and a time to recognize your public sector employees that keep this community safe, from your public officials, take that back, your public safety officers, your public works, sanitation crews, your parks and rec, and all essential services that keep our city safe. City staff, of course, but it's a week to recognize those folks that, again, not only keep us safe, make sure that our infrastructure is running smooth and our city's running efficient. So with that, I'm going to call up some of the folks from the public service that I'd like to recognize. And with that, we'll go ahead and present this proclamation from the General Bargaining Unit, Josh Rees and Matt Medina. From Mid-Management, Nicole Say. From Madera Police Officer Association, Officer Bianchi. And from Law Enforcement Mid-Management Commander Josiah Arnold. Thank you all. I'll go ahead and read this proclamation. I'll give you guys an opportunity to say a couple words. Thank you. Thank you again for everything you do. Congratulations, by once. So the Public Service Recognition Week. Whereas Public Service Recognition Week is celebrated the first week of May since 1985 to honor the people who serve our nation as federal, state, county, and local government employees. And whereas public service is honorable calling that involves a wide variety of challenging and rewarding professions, including providing recreational services, maintaining public safety, improving transportation, protecting our environment, and performing administrative and management activities which are essential to the efficient and effective operation of government. And whereas the City of Madera employees contribute significantly to the quality of life for the Madera community with their commitment to excellence, high ethical standards, and diversity of skills. Now, therefore, let it be resolved that I, your Mayor Pro Tem, Jose Rodriguez, Mayor Cici Gallegos, and the entire City Council do hereby proclaim May 4th through May 10th of 2025 as a Public Service Recognition Week. Even if you guys would like to make any comments, this would be the time to do so. Oh, I think this is for, are we missing one? Did we have one for each? I think each department, I'm assuming?
Yeah, the nursing department.
Okay, got you. Thanks.
Come on up.
Come on up. We're gonna take a picture. Thank you. Thank you. Take the mic with
We're not as many as robotics. We fit? All right, ready? 1, 2, and 3. Oh, can you hold up your certificate? Oh. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, one more.
Trivia.
Thank you. Just want to say thank you. Lucky.
Good evening. Thank you for sticking with us. I'd like to first call our Chief McCone and the fire team to join us. A few years ago, I had the honor of having a sneak peek into what our city fire department does. I know that was just a little tiny grain of sand compared to everything that they do every single day to keep our community safe. So before I read the proclamation, I would just like to thank you on behalf of all of the citizens of Madera for making sure that we have better sleep at night, knowing that you're taking care of our community. And with that, whereas firefighters dedicate their lives to the protection of life and property, and sometimes that dedication is in the form of countless hours volunteered over many years. In others, it is many selfless years working in the industry. In all cases, it risks the ultimate sacrifice of a firefighter's life. And whereas International Firefighters Day is observed each year on May 4th, and whereas this is a time where the world's communities can recognize and honor the sacrifices that firefighters make to ensure that their communities and environment are as safe as possible, and whereas hailing from all walks of life, they are our fathers, mothers, brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles, grandparents, neighbors, and friends. They protect us without wanting of recognition or reward. In our time of need, they are there with courage, compassion, and loyalty. Now, therefore, it be resolved that our Mayor, Cici Gallegos, of the City of Madera, and on behalf of the entire City Council, do hereby proclaim May 4th, 2025 as International Firefighters Day. And if I could have our chief come up and speak and also introduce all of our firefighters.
Well, thank you. It's a true honor to receive this. I'd like to take a minute just to we have all three engine companies here, so they got to get out of here as soon as possible, get back to their stations. But I'll start with Battalion Chief Anthony Garcia on the end here. And our Station 56 crew, we have Fire Captain Tong. And one of our newest engineers, Casey Rice. Thank you. And one of our also newest engineers is Jared Gutierrez. Your engine 57, or yeah, correction, engine 57 crew, sorry, Fire Captain Jeff Biesenthal. He's one of our probably most senior captains that we have in the city. So then I don't know if he'll take that the right way, but one of the most senior engineers we have in the city is Albert Guzman. And we have firefighter JD Clevenger. Your Station 58 crew is Captain Neil Tito. One of our newest engineers, Engineer Cameron Ward. And Engineer Joseph Molina. This is your entire Madera City Fire. They're covering the city, so they got to get out of here pretty quick. But thank you. I appreciate it.
We need some fire people on that side. They have all council. Somebody is over there. Mix them up, mix them up. Okay. We're in?
I guess the wide angle lens.
No, just.
A little bit on the ends, please. There we go. And we now 1, 2, and 3. Thank you.
Hey, Tribune, Tribune.
2 and 3. Congratulations. I haven't seen you in a long time.
That it? No, Montes. That's the one. Bye-bye. Oh, mhm. Everybody needs that. I don't know. Empty house, empty house.
Okay. Last but not least, I have the honor of presenting, let's see, presentation for proclamation recognizing National Police Week. And I want, if Chief can come up, are you going to come up alone or are you going to bring your squad with you?
Bring the squad.
Okay. Before I read the proclamation, I do want to share a story of an incident that, and I'm not going to go into too many details, but what I thought was most impressive with everything happened last year, there was an incident that I had to have police come to my house. And it was very stressful. Got on the phone, called dispatch, and what felt like 2 seconds, first officer was on scene. And I'm thinking, hey, they're doing this because it's a council member. So I think I said something. Hey, you got, council member, thank you for responding, council member. Officer says, who are you? Which is a really good thing. He was relatively new. So that told me that that's how they're responding to everything and everybody. And I think that's why the community does really support our police officers. We really do appreciate everything you guys do. We don't get some of the criticisms. I'm not saying there are no criticisms, but we don't get some of the criticisms you see in other communities. So we really do appreciate everything you guys do. And I personally can attest to that. They're going to do what they do for everybody like they would do for a council member. So appreciate it. And with that, whereas National Police Week, observed annually during the week of May 15, honors the service and sacrifice of law enforcement officers across the United States. And whereas police officers protect and serve with dedication, courage, and integrity, putting their lives on the line each day to ensure the safety and well-being of our communities. And whereas National Police Week provides an opportunity for all citizens to express gratitude to the men and women of law enforcement for their service and to remember those officers who have made the ultimate sacrifice in the line of duty. And whereas it is important to acknowledge the ongoing challenges that law enforcement officers face daily and to support them in their critical role of maintaining peace, order, and justice in our community. Now, therefore, let it be resolved that Mayor C.C. Gallegos and on behalf of the entire City Council, do hereby proclaim May 11th through 17th, 2025 as National Police Week. Thank you for everything you guys did.
Good evening. I think it's important that we're very thankful that you've taken the time to recognize the law enforcement community during National Police Week. It was enacted by President Kennedy in 1962 to recognize that and those that have fallen and given the ultimate sacrifice for the communities. We are very thankful for your support, our council's support, the mayor's support, and obviously our city admin as well. And we also think it's important to recognize the line staff that we have that perform these tasks on a daily basis, and we're thankful very much for them. Thank you.
Thank you. That's Lieutenant Felix Gonzalez. I do want to introduce, we got Lieutenant Felix Gonzalez. We have Brandon Bianchi. He's our CRT, Community Response Team Officer, who did an excellent job. We had a fire today in the river, and he caught what we believe to be one of the arsonists. We have Commander Josiah Arnold. And we also have Ruben Rodriguez, officer, who's been with us. He's worked through code enforcement and has worked his way up to police officer. But I just want to say thank you to our community, to our city council for the trust that you've placed in us that is so important to us. And just understanding that, these men and women, they go out every single day answering whatever calls for service that comes in, but we prioritize our community and our victims. Those are number one in our community. Our goal is to provide that superior service. We don't sell anything, but I am a sports fan, and most of you guys understand when you go into a stadium, you like to see what the scoreboard is, right? So I like to shout and be a cheerleader for my people, and just understanding that last year they reduced violent crime by 17% in this community. So their work is not without peril. We've had some very difficult incidents that have occurred in our community, even as recently as March 31st, and it has major effects. But I know they reduced future victims as a result of how quickly they responded. I would just also like to add, I saw a few recruits I'll be going after. We have some world champs. I'll see if anyone want to be police officers. And thank you to our firefighters. They are great partners, and they were huge in keeping that fire day down to an acre and a half. So they're one of our biggest partners in this city to reduce or to provide that public safety. So thank you very much for the recognition.
All right. Again, you had your hands sister, your hands. All right, you guys. Right here. Over on the left. You guys take it. Right here. Thank you again. Want me to go on that side? You got that side? He's in just a little tighter, turn sideways.
One, two, and three.
Thank you, guys. I should have stood with you. You're like pretty next to me.
Lieutenant, thank you.
Yeah, 10 weeks of fun.
Thanks for the fire. Thanks for
Trying to be on.
Oh,
In the polo.
man.
He got undressed just because he had to come to junior. He was in uniform today.
Man. It's awesome.
Like a 10.
Oh, do you need a break? Good. Okay, we're going to move on. Unless my colleagues need a break, I'll just keep going. I see most of them shaking their head no, so let's keep going. City Clerk Gonzalez, if you want to continue to public comment.
Public comment. The first 15 minutes of the meeting are reserved for members of the public to address the council on items which are within the subject matter jurisdiction of the council. Speakers shall be limited to 3 minutes. Speakers will be asked but are not required to identify themselves and state the subject of their comments. If the subject is an item on the agenda, the mayor has the option of asking the speaker to hold the comment until that item is called. Comments on items listed as a public hearing on the agenda should be held until the hearing is open. The council is prohibited by law from taking any action on matters discussed that are not on the agenda, and no adverse conclusions should be drawn if the council does not respond to public comment at this time.
Thank you. At this time, I open up for public comment. If you have a comment, please come up to the podium.
Good evening, City Council. My name is Ismael Valenzuela, resident of Madera, 29 years. I have owned and operated IB Tricera for 25 years. And I'm gonna let my son to read a letter.
I'll be speaking for him for the rest. He works hard. I'll be speaking for. I work hard in my community, and I employ local workers. I'm here tonight to let you know that when you award a contract to a larger or out-of-area contractor, you choose to send all those tax dollars out of Madera. I have a good rating, good BBB, A+ rating. I worked hard to get my licensing permits, local insurance, and business license with the city. My bid for tree trimming was very accurate and low. I do very good work. Big contractors bid low for services to get the contracts, and then they make up for the low price later. The tax dollars you pay to local contractors pays local salaries, local rents, buys local gas, and local groceries. Why would you choose to send our money and tax dollars out of Madera? Does the city council understand and know about this practice and that it hurts local residents and local businesses? Shouldn't supporting local business and workers be a priority? And I am probably going to have to lay off some local workers soon. Before I say the last sentence of this, I'm gonna say something quick. Seeing him work for the past 20 years as his son, and seeing how glad he gets whenever he gets the opportunity, he's gotten to work in some projects for the city because he does want to work local. He wants to work here and we'll work where there's work. We'll work in different areas, residential, commercial, but if we have the opportunity to work here for the city, we will do so, and make sure everything stays here. And we would like we would like to please meet with the city manager, so maybe I can try to understand these decisions. That's all, and thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you for your comment. City Clerk Gonzalez, any comments online or on Zoom?
No one on Zoom and no written public comment, Mayor.
Thank you. With that, I close public comment at this time. Moving on to the consent calendar. City Clerk Gonzalez. Oh, nobody stood up, so we closed it. I can reopen it if you'd like to. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Good evening, City Council and safety officers. Well, I come today and wanted to present, hopefully to shed some light, maybe a fire under a big safety concern that's been going on probably over maybe a year. And that's the Matilda Torres High School crosswalk on Tanforan going across the street to the school. I've witnessed constantly every day, kids almost get hit by cars. And I'm dropping my kids off daily, my kid being one of them. And thankfully, there was a highway patrol nearby that pulled over the car and cited them. But there are no flashing lights. There's nothing to let the oncoming traffic know that kids are crossing, because it's such a wide street, and some cars will stop. Normally, a notable automotive driver would say, hey, there's some traffic stop, let's stop. No, but they pass right by and kids are walking in front of the other car. And I've seen kids have to stop and actually pull their backpacks back from getting hit by cars. And it's just something I've addressed, and hopefully that we can get support of everybody on the council, because I believe safety is number one concern. I would hate for something to happen to one of our kids and have to take reaction versus proaction on something that I think is a non-negotiable. Protecting our children in the community is number one. And it should be, a no-brainer to let's get some lights out there and get the safety going for these kids. That's it.
Thank you for your comment.
Thank you.
At this time, I close public comment and we'll be moving on to consent calendar.
Matters listed under the consent calendar are considered routine and will be enacted by one motion and one vote. There will be no separate discussion of these items. If discussion is desired, a member of the public or a member of the council may request an item to be removed from the consent calendar, and it will be considered separately.
Thank you for that. My colleagues have any concerns or comments? I see none. I'll open that up for public comment. I see no one in the house. So anybody on Zoom or online?
We have none, Mayor.
Thank you for that. I close public comment. A motion from my colleagues.
Move to approve consent as presented. I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Thank you for that. Next item.
We have no workshops. The next item is under Section D, Contractor Services Agreement with EMTS Inc. for professional landscape maintenance services.
Thank you. And that will be presented by our Parks Director, Aber. First out of the gate.
Madam Mayor, Council, guests. When I got here tonight, I saw the crowd. I thought they were all here for me. and the chief talked about stadiums and crowds. So I was going to feed off that energy from the crowd to give my presentation, but we'll just make this an intimate affair like we normally do. So I'm Joe Aber. I'm presenting item D1 for contractor services agreement with EMTS for professional landscape maintenance services. On March 19th, 2025, the city received 4 proposals from interested contractors vying for the opportunity to provide professional landscape maintenance services for the downtown district, certain city facilities, non-medians, and several median islands throughout the city. The submitted proposals were in response to an RFP, which was the number 202425-15, and was released in February 19th, 2025. Staff is recommending awarding this agreement to Elite Maintenance and Tree Services in the amount of $294,457.56. I will take a moment just to say in your original packet, there was a typo by $1 off on this. So I think you had an amount in the resolution portion of $294,458 as opposed to the 457. So just want to make that clarification. I don't want to, my eyes are getting bad, so sometimes we miss these things. But the agreement will be for 3 years with the option to extend the terms of the agreement for 2 additional years with mutual consent. The city has historically retained contractors to perform this landscape maintenance work with the service broken into the three following groups. Group 1 is the downtown area. Group 2 includes non-medians, and Group 3 includes city medians along Yosemite Avenue, Gateway Drive, Howard Road, and Cleveland Avenue. On February 19th, the RFP was maintenance service was published. This was due to the current contracts agreement expiring in May 21st, 2025, this month. The current contractor is EMTS. The current agreement is set at $224,985.60. We were working very closely with the procurement manager who reviewed the 4 proposals submitted initially for compliance with requirements, completeness, and responsiveness. They were forwarded to a review committee, and I might add, just for the sake of this discussion, there was an independent review committee, so we had no conversation with one another as we did our review. And this was submitted for scoring and ranking, and that was without the cost proposals. This was just ranking independently. The committee was made up of staff from Parks and Community Services, the Public Works Department, and the Finance Department. The RFP detailed evaluations to be rated based on the following criteria: sufficient experienced personnel for the project, maintenance experience, approach to work tasks and schedule, references, and the cost proposal. Proposals were numerically scored and ranked using the criteria and weighting described in the RFP. The cost of the services presented in the proposals represented only one of the several criteria used in the evaluation of the proposal. The city ordinance that's described here, it does make the provision for the generally preferred option for project-based procurement where the specific scope of service is known in advance, and one of the primary criteria will be the best lump sum price for providing services, although experience and qualifications may also be considered. What that says is a lot of words to say we're looking for the best value for the city. So I could have wrote that, but I thought it looked better with citing the ordinance. The RFP, the cost proposal was 50% of the evaluation total, and the criteria is as follows. Sufficient experienced personnel for the project was 10%. Maintenance experience was 10%. Approach to the work tasks and the schedule was another 20%. References were 10%, and then again, the fee was 50%. As you can see, here's the summary of where the respondents came out. The weighted totals, you can see the number 1 ranking was Elite Maintenance Services at 87.25. Their cost proposal was not the lowest, but you can also see the weighted averages going down. And so that was pretty much the way it came out. And like I said, the weighted totals were independent. The cost proposals are what they are. EMTS was ranked the highest by the review committee out of the 4 proposals. And again, we felt this represent the best value for the city. They scored near the top in all categories evaluated. EMTS would bring the following value to the city: experience, expertise, a dedicated number of staff, vehicles, and equipment, a understanding of city needs, and a proven track record with us already. And a demonstrated commitment to quality work. The increase in the agreement results from various items, including a rise in wages, cost of supplies, materials, equipment, fuel, and additional areas of service that the new agreement outlines. The total of areas being covered includes a total of 41 distinct maps versus 38, which was previously serviced. Some of this expansion includes to the police department. We're adding some services to the John Wells Center, excluding the playground and the pool. We're also adding Madera Municipal Airport entry on Airport Drive, adding Tiburon Way, more medians, and also removal of the previous 4th Street and Sunset median map. The financial impact of the new agreement represent an increase of $69,471.96 per year. The costs would be broken down into 3 respective budgets as follows. So we have money in the city parking's district operations budget. We have money in the parks maintenance budget, and then also in the median landscape budget as well. And you can see the areas that are funded by each category. Again, just another breakout. You can kind of see the bid results and the groups as it was broken out from 2021 to our current proposal of $294,457.56. Since the agreement would be scheduled to terminate in May, a budget adjustment is also being requested to account for the work to be completed through June 30th of this year. A budget adjustment would allow staff to account for the difference in the monthly cost per budget effective May 22nd, 2025 through the end of June. The additional amount needed through June 30th would be approximately $5,790. We're recommending that the council adopt a resolution awarding a service agreement to Elite Maintenance and Tree Services for professional landscape maintenance services in the amount that I mentioned, and adopt a resolution amending the city's fiscal year adopted budget for the $5,790. And that concludes my presentation, and I'm here to accept any questions.
Thank you for that. I bring it back to my colleagues for any questions or concerns. I see none. At this time, I open up for public comment. City Clerk, any comment online or on Zoom?
We have none, Mayor.
With that, I close public comment and go to my colleagues to entertain a motion.
Motion to approve D1 as written.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Those opposed, motion passes unanimously. Next item.
Hey, you're still stuck
Next
with.
item is D2, rejection of bids received for the invitation for bids, IFB 20242-22. I'm sorry, 202425-22, James Taubert Park Construction.
Presented by our director again of Parks.
That's why this is an intimate gathering tonight. So again, you got me again. So I think we were joking with the mayor, so you're stuck with me this tonight. So, item D2, rejection of bids received for the invitation for bids for the James Taubert Park construction. And I know this is a project that's near and dear to a lot of our hearts here in the city, and we're doing the best to make this happen. So I'll go through this, tell you where we're at. On February 26th, the city released an invitation for bids for the James Taubert Park construction. Bids were due on March 26th. We received 6 bids, all of which far exceeded the available project budget. The city was awarded, as if you remember, $1.9 million for constructing the new park. The grant performance for this project is from July 1st, 2020 through June 30th, 2028. The park completion, just to kind of give you a refresh, it must be completed at least 3 months before the end of the grant period. On July 20, 2022, the city awarded a request for qualifications to Adele Engineering in the amount of $238,013 for the design and engineering related services. On February, the city released an invitation for bid. The invitation requested bids from qualified contractors for the construction of the new park. Our engineering estimate for the cost for this project was originally estimated at $1.6 million. I can just attest that I think when we first started this project, I was thinking, woohoo, we're going to have a lot of money left over. But unfortunately, inflation reared its ugly head. And we just, I mean, this was really slated to be, I think we have some renderings in my office and throughout the city. Our goal is to make this an iconic park for the city. And I'm embellishing a little bit, but I'm speaking the truth. Bids were originally due on March 26th, and 6 bids were received. Here's a summary of the bids, and as you can see, all of them exceeded the 1.6 engineering estimate. And if you calculate that with the 238 we spent for the design of this iconic park, where we just can't make it. That dog, as they say in Texas, that dog won't hunt. So again, we're just kind of stuck with this. Under the public contract code, the city is allowed to reject all bids with the requirement that the city furnish a written notice to the parent low bidder at least 2 days before council action. A written notice has been provided to Cow Valley Construction on April 23rd, 2025. Under PCC 22038, the city has the following options: abandoning the project or re-advertising for bids. By passage of a resolution by a 4/5 vote of its governing body declaring the project can be performed more economically by the employees of the public agency may have the project done by force account without further complying with this article. Staff is working on, like I said, this is kind of near and dear to everybody's heart. So we're working on reassessing the design plans and features and amenities and materials and other factors that may impact receiving bids at a lower amount. I know we had a lot of whiz-bang stuff in there, a lot of colors, so we're looking at maybe rebidding this and actually scaling down a little bit, maybe taking out the colors, but leaving those things as an add-on for a future bidder to maybe give us some ideas of what they can and cannot do. We're working diligently with Odell to have the project out for rebid, and we're anticipating in doing so in the next 30 to 60 days. The recommendation to reject bids comes after that, like I mentioned, after a budgetary review of the grant funding for the project. As mentioned, 1.9 that we had started with towards the completion of this project is not going to get us there. We've spent almost $248,000 to date. This leaves a balance of $1.742938.06, and so we think we can get there. It's just a matter of we just got to take another approach. You can kind of see this is what I just talked about as far as where the money has gone for the 238 and our grand balance right there of 1.7. With the apparent lowest bid coming in at 1.8 million total, this would require a minimum. It was required a minimum additional $131,000 and 177 above the grant toward total to move forward. This would not account for additional contingencies that may arise in the course of the project. So again, it would be risky to move forward. Our recommendation is to adopt a resolution rejecting all bids for this invitation bid, and that's the recommendation. That includes my presentation, and I'm here to accept any questions.
Okay, I bring it back to my colleagues for any questions or concerns. Council Member Montes.
It's a really good question. What is the cost for rebidding?
Well, it's for us, there's no costs coming from the design. They've been working with.
It's just all internal staff.
Yeah, it's just all internals. It's me, and I work for free. So.
You're giving us a deal.
Yeah,
okay,
so.
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Okay, Council Member Villegas.
Thank you, Mayor. I reviewed this item with the city manager, and yeah, I agree with the rejecting for right now, and then we're going to try to see if we can get more funds. So, and that should be the only option we have, though. So, I agree with the rejecting for right now, and then see what happens in the future with the new funds. That's my comment.
Thank you. At this time, I open up for public comment. I see no one in the chamber, online or on Zoom. City Clerk Gonzalez?
We have none, Mayor.
Thank you for that. I close public comment at this time and bring it back to my colleagues for a motion in a second.
Motion to approve is written.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Next item.
Item D3, Madera Subbasin Joint Groundwater Sustainability Plan, 5-year evaluation and update cost sharing memorandum of understanding. The action on this item is by the Groundwater Sustainability Agency.
Thank you for that. And that'll be presented by our Director of Engineering.
Thank you, Mayor, council members. This is the council update and consideration of the 5-year evaluation and update of the GSP. A little bit of background. The City Council provided direction on June 5th of the maximum participation in this evaluation and update. That direction was amended from an original recommendation from Council that came at an earlier meeting. The maximum participation was fixed to be $95,472.75. That maximum was based upon an assignment of cost by the consultant preparing the evaluation and update. This is a table of the recommendation. Sorry, I had somebody at the door. This is a table of the recommendation from the consultant on what the individual GSAs were recommended to pay, and the city had the cost of $95,472.75. The actual cost of the update came in at $94,378.56, which is below the estimate that you saw in the previous table. Madera County waited to go ahead and finish up the study, get a final cost before they sent the MOU to the city for approval. And by MOU, I mean the Madera Subbasin Joint Groundwater Sustainability Plan, 5-year evaluation and update cost sharing memorandum of understanding. It's quite a mouthful. But they did wait until that so that they could go confidently, I would imagine, say that it did come in under and stick to the maximum price that the council had stated back in June. The MOU itself is a one-time agreement for the purposes of each GSA reimbursing Madera County for their portion of the cost of the 5-year evaluation and update. And the cost of the MOU is borne by the water fund. With that, tonight's action, approve the Madera Subbasin Joint Groundwater Sustainability Plan 5-year evaluation and update cost sharing memorandum of understanding. With that, I'd be happy to accept any and answer any questions.
Wow, that's pretty short, Director of Engineering, but we love it. I bring it back to my colleagues for any questions or concerns. I see none. I open up for public comment. No one in the chamber, online or on Zoom?
We have none, Mayor.
Thank you. I close public comment and bring it back to my colleagues for a motion.
Motion to approve is written.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Thank you. Next item.
Thank you.
Item E1 under administrative reports is Parks and Community Services Department fiscal year 2024-25 quarter 3 recap.
And that will be presented by our Parks Director.
Hey, so me again. And again, it feels like this. I was just here. It's just not only tonight, but it's already been 3 months since I gave an update. Actually, I enjoy doing these because when we put these together, it kind of gives the staff a chance to get together and look back and see what we accomplished over a 12-week period. So, and again, it also keeps you informed, so you don't have to call me and ask me, hey, what are you guys going on? So I can kind of tell you in this forum. So this is great. So again, Joe Bear presenting item E1, Parks and Service, our Q3 recap. This is an update. This information update covers divisions of the PC department: Parks Administration, Parks Maintenance, Recreation, Aging Services, Aquatics, Sports, Community Recreation Centers, and special events that occurred over the last 3 months. We hosted a ribbon cutting, I think many of you were at, for opening of a new playground at Sunrise Rotary Complex in February. We finalized a request for proposal, as I mentioned, for the landscape maintenance services. We prepared and finalized the invitation for bid that I mentioned already for the James Talbert Park, and actually, we submitted a grant. Actually, I just got notice tonight that's going to be delayed, I guess, the award. But we did submit a grant for Outdoor Recreation Legacy Partnership Program. We requested $2.5 million in matching funds towards the Sunrise Rotary Complex. So hopefully we get that. I thought it was a pretty good shot. So we'll see what happens. We executed a construction agreement for this Frank Burgon Senior Center fence installation project, and it was awarded to the Juarez brothers. And actually, if you go by the senior center, you'll see the fence is up. Looks good. Actually, it looks a lot better than I thought. So yeah, it came out nice. We also we executed the construction agreement for the Thaddeus Saran Playground at Centennial Park. And just for some of you who are asking, we have a line of sight on delivery for this customized equipment to be delivered next week on the 12th, is what they tell me. It's been sliding, but that's the latest. So you all know what I know now. We also executed a California Conservation Corps sponsorship agreement through the end of June. Some of you know they were out there working in the river with our teams. They got called away, but hopefully they'll be back soon. You can see some of the pictures, some of the stuff we did, our ribbon cutting. You can see some of you standing there. That was a lot of fun. It was cold that day, but I remember so it was very cold, and so we tried to rush to beat the rain. So that's I think we accomplished that task. You can see some of the CCC crew was out there working with us. These guys work hard. I'm just amazed at how much work they actually do. Our parks maintenance crew, they actually set up two new set of goalposts at Sunrise Rotary Sports Complex. And these goalposts, they replaced ones that had outlived their usefulness. We directed and oversaw work by the city contractor of Citywide Tree Services, West Coast Arborists. They trimmed a lot of trees. I don't know what it was this year, but we had a lot of tree growth. And if some of you might know, over at the Rotary Sports, that big tree, that's one that they actually came in and helped us trim down. And I think that was more of a safety hazard. If you're out there, you notice that tree has been, I think it's the biggest tree in the city. I mean, it's huge. And they were more excited to deal with that tree than any other tree because it was so big. So it was kind of fun. And again, we respond to multiple graffiti incidents across parks and everywhere in the city. I'm still that one I can't get my mind around, but we'll do the best we can to deal with that. We did place some new trash cans out on the river trail. Those have been graffitied, and we're erasing the graffiti. I think it's starting to be a sport where they do it, we erase it, they do it, we erase it. So I don't know who's winning, but we're keeping up the best we can. Again, you can see here's some of the students from Madera Unified School District who volunteered and helped us do some park cleanup, and a nice crew came out. And we're always welcome volunteers to come out and help us do cleanup in our parks. So this was a lot of fun. And again, since I've been in this role, what I found, and I tell my staff this as well, paint is magical. I said, you paint, and I'm telling you, I get calls, hey, you guys are doing a great job. And I said, well, we just painted it, but it's kind of cool. Again, some more cleanup. We're responding to community concerns. We're reacting as fast as we can to stuff in the city. more graffiti. The one on the bottom, that one actually was very unique. I don't know. I kind of told our parks crew, I said, that was actually very creative with the color and the yellow. And I said, man, that looks like New York style. So we had somebody who was really creative out there. I mean, it's still a pain, but I'm just saying I want to give credit where credit is due. And I thought that was pretty good. Uh, let's see. So we executed a new CalFresh Healthy Living Program agreement with Madera County Department of Health and Public Health, and we this one is to do wellness and creativity and early childhood development. This partnership includes the city facilitating several programs. They include, but not limited to, Whip It Up Wednesday, Karate with Me, Toddler Time. And this is not our first agreement with them. So we've got a nice little partnership going with them. So we want to continue that relationship. Again, you can kind of see some of the activities we had. We had cheerleading, and just good stuff. So happening at the center. The Centennial Pool Complex will be open June 9th. And that's getting ready for the upcoming aquatic season, which is always busy for us. We've started hiring, and we're planning to make the season successful. We've completed our interviews. We had some training courses for our lifeguards, and we're locked and loaded and pretty much ready to go right now. We have special events. We had a New Year's dinner dance in January. We had wellness clinics at both centers. We had a Valentine's dinner dance. We had a spring dinner dance. And then also the Living Center staff from San Diego State hosted the local aging and disability action plan in March with our staff. Kind of see some of the participants at our senior center. And so that's kind of they dancing and having a good time. Some of our sports, youth co-ed basketball, Tiny Tykes basketball, Tiny Tykes multi-sport, adaptive sports camp, middle school basketball, adult softball, open gym, and volleyball. Again, some of our team sports for the kids, they actually have a good time out there. We had a couple ringers I heard this time, so we had to kind of come in and do some things. There were some big kids that participated we weren't expecting. We've had a lot of rentals. We had 4 recorded rentals this time at the Frank Burgon Senior Center, 8 rentals at the Pan American Center. John Wells had 7 recorded rentals. And so again, this is something that we're really marketing heavily. I don't think the community knows. They still, even though we market and advertise, is a good darn deal, what we charge. So we're really trying to be more intentional about marketing our facilities. We did have the Spring Swing Golf Tournament in March, and the event was successful. We had 74 golfers. And then we also had, which is proving to be our most, you were out there, it was proven to be our most popular event, is again the fishing derby. And again, I was speaking to one of the one of the service clubs, and I mentioned, I know this event is popular because people started cheating to win. And so I said, oh, this is starting to be a big thing for us. So we have to get out there earlier than the participants in order to quell the cheating that happens. And again, so you can see some of the pictures from the fishing derby. And again, this is proven to be one of our more popular events. And this is only for informational purposes. I'll do this every quarter, kind of let you know what we're doing. We're not just, having fun, but we're having fun. So there's no cost associated with this. It's just a reference. So that's it. If you have any questions for me, I'm here to answer them.
Thank you for that report. Bring it back to my colleagues for any questions or comments. Councilwoman Mejia.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you for the great presentation, Joe. I see that you have a community cleanup day coming up. I'm wondering if it would be possible to have a graffiti removal day similar to that.
Yeah, I would love that, actually. I mean, I think we do this once a day, and I can take that back, and we can, I'd be all for it. So I don't know what it involves as far as the chemicals that we use, but I'll definitely take that into consideration and get back with you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman Mejia. I just have one question. Equipment's coming in for the Centennial Park on May 12th, but do we have a date of open? Because I'm getting a lot of calls.
Yeah, me too. Actually, I'm just, just to
Oh, you and I think they called me
answer your
next.
question. There was actually, I want to say about 3 weeks ago, 7:45. There's a lady waiting for me at my parking to ask me the same question, and and I says, hey, we're at the mercy of because the equipment is customized.
Right.
It's not just standard. And so what we've been told by the vendor, which is Dave Bang Associates, it will be here. It was supposed to be here 2 weeks ago. I've been getting a lot of requests for it. So we're looking to see if it gets here, if it ships on the 12th. They said it takes another week to get here. So I'm looking to see that we'll have it open by the same time that we open close to the pool is what I'm really hoping. That's my goal.
Thank you. This time, open it for public comment. I see none online or on Zoom.
We have none, Mayor.
I'll close public comment and bring it back to my colleagues for a motion. Oh, sorry. Oh, God. I'm just trying to get it going. Thank you.
Move to approve.
Next item, please.
Item E2, select recipient for the proclamations in the month of June.
Thank you, City Clerk Gonzalez, and you'll be the presenter for this.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Alicia Gonzalez, City Clerk. This evening, I bring before you to select a recipient for the proclamation in the month of June. For some background, Council adopted a policy governing ceremonial document guidelines in August of 2023. The Council also discussed and approved certain proclamations would be labeled at recipient at the discretion of Council. In January of this year, Council approved the 2025 list of annual proclamations. Two of those proclamations were proclamation recognizing Pride Month in June and also the proclamation recognizing Juneteenth. I will now turn it back over to Council for your selections.
All right, I'll bring it to my colleagues. Does anybody have any names or organizations they'd like to put for those two items? Councilwoman Evans.
Yes, I'd like to recommend Pastor Sammy Neely and Sister Yvonne Neely, and they are with the Second Baptist Missionary Baptist Church. No, they're not. That's wrong.
Saints United? No?
Huh?
No, Saints United?
No, not Black Saints United. No, they're with Black Saints United, though. Yes, they are. But they're with the Methodist Church, and that's so sad because I don't even know the name of their church, right?
We'll get it. We'll get it.
Mount Zion Missionary Baptist Church. That's what it is. I'm so sorry. But yes, I would like to nominate both Pastor and Sister Sammy Neely for the proclamation for Juneteenth.
Okay. And you'll get our city clerk their numbers?
Yes.
Okay, thank you for that.
Thank you. Councilmember Rodriguez as well, because yes, they are with Black Saints United.
Okay, anybody have a nomination for recognizing Pride Month? I see no one has a nomination, so we will leave that until City Clerk, where do we go from there?
Are we wanting to, usually we would select someone. If you don't want to select someone, I believe you would have the option to not present one.
Okay, Mayor Pro Tem Rodriguez.
Yes, thank you, Mayor Gallegos. Alicia, in the past, I know we've selected, do we have the organizations that come before us, I think, every year? I mean, it seems to be repeating every year.
The organization that pops out is the Madera Coalition for Community Justice, I believe. They've been recipients in the past, and I cannot remember previous recipients to them.
Maybe just to acknowledge and recognize if we can reach out to them if they'd like to participate, but if not, then maybe, because I don't know if the council has anyone that would be representing Pride Month.
Okay. Councilwoman Mejia.
Thank you, Mayor. Yeah, I had nominated the youth group that it's the LGBT support group for the Madera Coalition, from the Madera Coalition last year. I am not sure if there's a Gay Straight Alliance Club that's active at Madera High School or Madera South High School. I know that it was active when I was in school, but that's more than 10 years ago. So if there is an active club, would we be able to present it to them?
Councilmember Mejia, more than 10 years ago.
I can reach out to them if that's the direction of council.
All right, that's your direction.
So that I'm clear, I'm so sorry, Mayor. So your first step is to reach out for the Alliance at school. And then if there's not one, did you have a backup or do you just want to reach out to the school?
We have the Coalition of Community Justice from Mayor Pro
Coalition
Tem
is the
Rodriguez.
backup.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Thank you.
At this time, I open it up for public comment. I see none. Any on Zoom or online?
We have none, Mayor.
Okay, at this time, I would close public comment and it's informational. So moving on, City Clerk.
Item E3 is informational report on the Madera Metro Transit System.
Thank you. And that's going to be presented by our grants manager, Zuniga. Welcome.
Good evening, Mayor and City Council members. Tonight I have an informational item on the third quarter for the Madera Metro.
Excuse me, Marcella?
Yeah.
Excuse me, this is Arnoldo. We cannot hear you in the council chambers. You're coming in extremely faint. And your PowerPoint should be full screen.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
We can hear you. However, your PowerPoint is showing
Is it swapped? Let me.
You know, while we're waiting, I noticed that dogs tend to resonate with that fire engine. For some reason, they start howling. Do we get that? I know my dog goes crazy.
There it is.
Okay. Sorry about that. So today I'm presenting on the Madera Metro public transit system for the third quarter. Tonight's presentation will cover reporting and project updates between January 1st and March 31st of 2025. This table provides a summary of all ridership between this time period by route. A fixed route had a total of just under 20,000 riders, while DAR and ADA had under 5,000, and for a total passenger count for the quarter of just under 25,000 passengers. Ridership totals increased over 16% from the second quarter of this fiscal year to the third quarter. All categories showed ridership gains, with fixed routes showing the largest gain over the second quarter of just over 17%. So to date from this fiscal year, we have just under 70,000 passengers total. 55,000 of those passengers are fixed route, and the remaining are DAR and ADA paratransit. The on-time performance remains steady, pretty much the same as prior quarters for both fixed route and dial-a-ride. Additional performance measures for the third quarter include fleet performance. This quarter, there were no mechanical failures. There were 2 new drivers hired and who began training. There were no incidents or service-related issues to report. We did receive 2 customer complaints related to long hold times with MV's dispatch. In January, staff requested call log backup from MV. The call log that we received did not contain enough information for us to address the incidents. We reached back to MV and asked them for additional information and to improve the call log reports that they provide to the city so that we can better interpret the data that they are providing us. Expenditures for the third quarters for fixed route is $457,854. For dial-a-ride, it's just over $308,000. All transit-related expenditures are paid for using Federal Transit Administration and state local funds. Project updates. The transit plan, the solar lighting continues. They are almost complete with done with installing all solar lights at bus stops without a bus shelter. The renovation of the intermodal facility, we are preparing, the beginning process of preparing an RFP. The plans are currently with our building department for final approval of the permit. Microtransit feasibility study. This RFP closed on February 7th. 4 proposals were received. Evaluation interviews with the top 2 firms were held earlier today. We anticipate awarding this contract in June of 2025. The transit operator RFP closed on April 14th, 2025. Staff is reviewing the proposals. The anticipated contract award date is May 21st, 2025. Transit expenses and personnel time for the projects mentioned are funded through Federal Transit Administration and state monies, which include AHSC, PTMISCA, and SB1 State of Good Repair funds. That concludes my presentation.
Thank you so much for that. I bring it back to my colleagues for any questions or concerns. I do have a question, Grants Manager Zuniga. I know MV gives you those totals and amounts of ridership. Where does it say in those amounts for the vans that are being used?
Those are the ADA, the ADA numbers that you see in the PowerPoint. Those are the ridership totals.
Perfect. Thank you for that. Okay, at this time, I open it up for public comment. I see none. Any on Zoom or online?
We have none, Mayor.
Okay, I close public comment, and this was informational. So thank you for that report. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
On to the next item.
Item F is council member reports, announcements, future agenda items. This portion of the meeting is reserved for the mayor, for the mayor and council members to make brief reports on boards, committees, and other public agencies and at public events to request updates, to initiate future agenda items, and to take action on matters initiated under the section of the agenda. Under this section, the council may take action only on items specifically agendized and which meet other requirements for action.
Thank you for that. I will start to my left. Council Member Villegas.
Oh, thank you, Mayor. Nothing to report.
Thank you for that. Mayor Pro Tem Rodriguez.
Yes, thank you, Mayor Gallegos. I just wanted to extend my condolences to the family of Monty Pistoresi. I know that he was a very prominent figure here in our community. I believe the services are happening this week. So thank you again. And that's all I have to report.
Thank you. Councilwoman Mejia.
Thank you, Mayor. We had a great turnout for the May Day march that took place on May 1st in defense of immigrants' rights and all the dignity of all workers. We really appreciate our City of Madera Police Department for being there and walking alongside the marchers to make sure that it was safe. It was a very peaceful protest. We really appreciated that. And thank you to everybody who helped organize it. And that's all.
Thank you. Councilwoman Evans.
Let me pull the mic down. You know, I always forget. But I want to ditto off of Councilmember Rodriguez. Yes, tomorrow is the service for Monty Pistoresi, and it's going to be at St. Joachim. It starts at 9:30 in the morning. So, and thank you all for the proclamation that we will be giving the certificate to the family. So they will have the repast, which some people call it a reception, and that's going to be out at the winery. Also, I want to say thank you to the Relay for Life Committee for blessing me with the honor to be able to give my daughter's story. I truly appreciated that. It brought back many, many memories for me to be able to stand and to deliver the message of her and the fact that she died from secondhand cigarette smoke, which is considered adenocarcinoma, which is lung cancer, as well as breast cancer. So I want to say thank you to the committee for that. I attended the prayer breakfast, which a number of the colleagues were there as well, and that was a great turnout. And for such a momentous occasion to be able to pray for our city and for the number of separate entities that are here in the city. So that was quite well. And then on May the 14th, for the senior citizens, which none of you guys are up here except for me. But anyway, May 14th, the food bank will be starting up their food distribution for the senior citizens. So when I first started going, it was $2. Now it's up to $5. But I tell you, they bring these trucks out and the lines are so long. And we get out there about 6 o'clock in the morning. And it's really good time for the seniors because we have a good time just standing around waiting until they open up. But they really supply the seniors with a lot of, good things, the vegetables, which is one of the main things. But I just wanted to let everybody know if you're available and if I think it's 55 and older, I think, come on out because it's well worth it. And it supports the food bank, but as well, it supports, your bodies, it helps you to do better. So anyway, thank you, everybody. God bless. And from me, good night.
Thank you, Councilwoman Evans. Councilmember Zachariah.
Thank you. Again, Monty, being a longtime Kiwanian, it just reminds you that our Kiwanis Club is having I think it's our 20th annual Mother's Day run, Woodward Park. If you can run or walk, so you don't have to be necessarily a runner to join us, but if you'd like to sign up and support a good cause, we'll be having our run this weekend. So thank you.
All right. Well, Councilman Montez is missing his opportunity. So I'm going to just jump in. I'd like to thank our staff and our partner, CAPMC, for Walk a Mile in Her Shoes. Good turnout, positive energy. Also, our staff went out to take care of a major leak on Mainbury, got a lot of calls, got a lot of knock on my door, texts, you name it, and they were right on it. The Frank Burgon Center looks good. I got all those seniors calling and humming and haying and everything when it wasn't open, and now they're calling to say, woohoo, it's beautiful, and they love the fence. A shout out to our Lieutenant Gonzalez, who just got accepted into the FBI, so that is a good plus for our agency and our team in the police department. And with that, I will turn it over to our attorney to put us into closed session.
Thank you, Mayor. We have two items for closed session this item. Item G1 is Conference of Labor Negotiators pursuant to Government Code Section 5495 and 7.6. The agency designated representatives are Arnaldo Rodriguez, Wendy Silva, Michael Lima, and Che Johnson. The employee organizations are Madera Affiliated City Employees Association, Madera Police Officers Association, Mid-Managers Employment Group, and Law Enforcement Mid-Managers Employment Group. The second item is G2, Conference of Labor Negotiators pursuant to Government Code Section 54957.6. The agency designated representative is Arnaldo Rodriguez and Che Johnson. The unrepresented positions are Police Chief, Director of Parks and Community Services, City Engineer, Director of Human Resources, Director of Information Technology, Chief Building Official, Planning Manager, Director of Financial Services, Public Works Operations Director, and Director of Community Development. Thank you.
And with that, I open it up to public comment. Any online or on Zoom?
We have none, Mayor.
I close public comment. We will go into closed session. Thank you for all that have been with us this evening.
1 second. 1 second.
We're back, and our city attorney.
Thank you, Mayor. There was no reportable action taken in closed session.
Thank you. With that, before I adjourn, I'd like to thank my colleagues for all their work today with the proclamations. At this time, I adjourn this meeting at 8:03. Thank you. We will see you again on May 21st. Good night, everyone.
Well, this record history right